Hey everybody, and welcome to this quick video how to set up the scale for a drawing in Concepts. So when we bring in a screenshot of an elevation or plan view, like what you see here, done in SketchUp, that also has some dimensions on it, 1177 inches, and then we start drawing a line, it reads out 1177 inches, or 40 inches or 80 inches. Because this is one of the main reasons, again, why I really like working with concepts. It's not only a great sketching tool, it also has kind of like some CAD ability included, so my drawings can be more correct. So, how does this work? We'll make a new drawing. There we are. And I will go to Import, More, and here is an elevation view. I will turn Rotate off and just leave it where it is. Import one more time. There's my plan view. This plan view for this model I have to rotate. And then I try to line these two up so that the dimension lines are, for example, the same. This is a little bit tricky here, a little trick. I will turn on the grid, basic grid, okay, snapping, align to grid. So here I draw a vertical line. And now I can select this image. And, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. And then I move this image and line this up with this line there. Very good. Perfect. So, and then in layers here, you can see I have here this line, and let's hide this for the moment. Very good. So before we continue, the question is now when I do a drawing, like in AutoCAD, the drawings and font, everything can be changed later to fit onto particular formats when I do a plotting or something. But with concepts, I'm creating more hand drawings. My handwriting has a certain size. So I would like to present this later also on an 8.5 or 17 by 11 paper format. So here I type in 17 by 11 and the unit system is inches. Okay, very good. So there you can see now how big are these two images. Lasso, select both, and I can move this around. I can turn the scale on and maybe say, well, I would like to really make good use of my paper. Get a drawing that's this big. So it's for layouting purpose, this is actually pretty nice. Okay, I will lower the transparency a little bit. So how do I now get my line when it reads a measurement to not be 11 inches, but actually be 1177. And the trick here is super easy. We turn on the guide tool, the line, and then I move the 1 point on the left and then press and hold, move this to the right, turn guide off, zoom in because we want to precision position this, turn off, zoom out, zoom in, turn on. There we are. Turn off, zoom out. So now this is 11 inches, 0.16. At the bottom, look, it says 1 to n scale. Click it. Now it tells me that 11.16 inches, that is what this tool measured in my document. This should be 1177. And that's it. Done. Nothing more. Now when I go in and start drawing, there 40 and 82. So everything I sketch out, I can sketch freehand, eyeball, or I turn measurement on and it tells me the length of it. This is beautiful. So when I draw a line, so you see the measurement is turned off, and then I select this and turn measurement on. Now it tells me this is actually in my sketch representing a line that is 75 inches high. So I think you start understanding why this is so useful. So now I can create a perfect plan view. So maybe with a nice thick pen. There we are, a little bit thicker. Very good. And we can work with the grid and say align to grid, not snap to grid. Okay, zoom in. And then here you see how I use the grid a little bit to help me with some of these lines. But I try, as you see, rather draw fast. You can pay attention to drawing cleaner. It's going to take a little bit more time. There we are. And then if one line is not correct, we can select that line and simply move it. I have snap to endpoints turned on. Let's turn this off. There afterwards, we can perfect our drawings too. And here, this one up, and there, this one down. Beautiful. Okay. Again, this should not be an AutoCAD drawing. This can simply or should just be a nice casual hand drawing. There, I'm just make a line and I just rotate it into the position. Let's scale this. There we are. Good. And then with the trim tool, I can just clean this up. So everything what I did here in 2D, plan view, elevation view, I can also do in an isometric view. So for grid, I tap onto dot grid on my screen and then say isometric. Edit grid options. With the pencil, I press and hold the number and I can type in 100 inches. So this is now how big this grid is. And even here now, when I start drawing the lines, you see this reads out a dimension there. So this should be, if I zoom out a little bit, 1177. So now I'm drawing a little bit slower. There, very good. What's actually this length here? 607 and 684. With a finger, I press and hold on the number 598, so 684. I can overwrite this, as you see, and I just position this there, position, snap this if I want to. All good. This line is actually incorrect here. This is the long line. Zack. Make a copy, snap this to there. Select this one, make a copy, bring this over to there. Yeah, very good. And then here we set this was 607. Let's see what's going to be quicker. Sometimes selecting these numbers can be a little bit more tricky. 607, in this case, it worked really well. There we are. Maybe tip to there. And then because it's isometric, this rotated corner here will be simply horizontal. So I will actually turn isometric off. There and there, turn the guide on, draw myself a horizontal line, turn the guide off, select this line, bring this to there, and then come with the slice tool and clean this up. There. So now, as you can see, I created an isometric plan view. And then I can start drawing my elevation. And yeah, I think you can get the idea now that this way I can very quickly create two-dimensional underlay for particular views, plan view, elevation view. So they're nice and clean. And then if I want, I can continue sketching more clean elements over it or hand sketch exhibit spaces or whatever into these elements, or use it also to create a three-dimensional programming sketch. But everything is not just out of proportion, everything is to scale, and that's the trick. So here in this situation, you see I turned off the paper format. I actually went back to infinite canvas because I have everything set up so it will be mapped onto a 17 by 11 page. And very quickly, I'm going to show you now how I will develop the elevation view and then maybe the isometric view and how we can add these elements to it. So I will go ahead, turn this one off, the grid snapping. I will switch to dot. So I can do very easy horizontal, vertical lines. Here I will make this grid a little bit bigger and align to grid. This is perfect. So again, I will not pay too much clean attention to make this perfect. My main idea or intent here is try to create a drawing that at least is representational of what I have. This is not an AutoCAD drawing for construction. This is just a quick spatial illustration. So it's okay if the lines are a little bit off. I will leave few details here out. There we are. Okay, and then let's say here is finally the wall. Good. We also have a ground, like a foundation there and there. And if I want to, I can select this line and move this line up. And as you see, clean everything up afterwards. Again, this is one of the really nice aspects of sketching with concept. We can move literally every line afterwards. Okay, so let's simply say this is good enough for what we try to do. Didn't really take much time to recreate something like this. Bringing in a nice image, setting the scale, very good. Now, how do we transfer this over to the isometric view? So we will work on this wall. That's actually easy. It's not complicated. We will go back to isometric for the grid. And for example, I will start simply drawing here. So 80 inches up, 40 inches over, and down there. So there I have this door. However, what is actually the measurement? I will turn rotate off, and now with a finger I can move this and say, oh, this is 36. Okay, thank you. So that means from here 36. See, I drew this line. There we are. So I can put this to there, put this over it. This is, for example, one geometrical trick how you can very quickly figure something out and transfer it. There, removed. Okay. I have now here a window. What is the distance? This is 45. Okay. And when I select this, so 48 by 96. I will make a copy of this, move this to somewhere else, and we set this here was 45. Okay, good. And everything what I'm showing you right now is just an idea. This is the way how we can very quickly transfer everything over. So there's this line. I will not scale, but rotate if I want. See how I'm rotating this element. This one I can delete. Select this one, make a copy to there. Suck. There we are. See how easy that went to there. Now I will select all these lines, bring this to there. I can actually, hold on, the snap back. I can lock this with this lock icon or group it. I mean, this is very useful. I can bring it to there. And now when I move this, it will tell me actually a readout. Unfortunately, the readout of the distance you see is horizontal, but I need this to be an isometric. So 45, okay. And then what is this distance? 61 and 44. You see how I drew these two lines? Because these two lines I will move out. These are my spacers. There. So this is my height. Thank you. And this, I need to rotate this. There. This is good enough. Yeah, I would say. There, we have it. Yeah, and we have two more windows there. I will make myself here a copy. Move this one out and give you a little trick. Now how we can very easily multiply parts. So there we are. So this goes to here. You can also obviously also redraw everything from scratch if you want to. This one I turn off, delete, and delete. This one goes to there, copy to there. With a finger, I move it there, select it and group. Very good. Now this has to slide down at an angle. How do we do this? There's no horizontal guideline. Well, we draw ourselves an isometric guideline. There we are. Suck. Next one. Suck. What's the distance? Again here, this is an easy task. Trains a little bit of your drawing skills. There. Just do not want it to scale, or we can rotate it. There's number one. Align. Move this over. Oh, that's actually pretty close. Very good. And delete it. And delete it. Beautiful. Okay. The last thing maybe to also point out is everything has thicknesses. So 185. I will turn this on and no grid. For the moment, I will go here to this grid. So from there, 185. Oh, a little bit too high. There, very good. And then I can switch this back to isometric grid. Select this, make a copy, flop. Add it. Select this, make a copy, bring this up. Select this, make a copy, bring this over. And let's assume the wall has 10 inches material thickness. I rotate my view and I start drawing. Oh, so 12 inches. Okay, that's fine enough. Again, not saying like work dirty on purpose. It is, but more, again, this 1 inch difference doesn't really matter. What we do here is simply create an illustration of, or concept sketch. But we want this sketch to look a little bit more usable. So here's the other direction. I will actually rotate off, but stretch on and make this a tick longer. Same here. See how these overlap? Suck, and then I shorten the lines. And here, this is a little bit too wide, too far off. Okay, good. And last step here. So select 10, zip, go up, done, over, done. Same here. there, there, and there. You see, very easy. So, little multiplication tip. See how long I drew this line? Suck, suck, and then zoom in more, and then I can erase this, erase this, erase this, and then this can go, and this can go. Okay, I think at this point now you got a really good understanding why bringing everything into scale is very useful when we then want to create a drawing, not only for a plan view, which shows cut section through walls, for example, in the elevation view, but then also when we create an isometric view and we create concept drawings. For example, this is a garage and we put an exhibit space in, and when we create 2x4 presentation walls which have a 5-inch assumed thickness, we can draw them right here already, kind of quite realistically. Okay, that's it.